So yes, it's good enough, man. Okay. All right, so let me do it this way. Okay. And obviously, you all have a TI-84 silver titanium. You have these machines. Everybody has one of these. Great. And you know how to use all the 8,000 functions, right? See. Okay, I'm not gonna use it today. I'm just gonna wait till Wednesday. Okay. Let's just save this machine for Wednesday. When everybody has one, and then we start. I just start you like the. I just start you from there. Okay, so let me go to Okay, let me start it up here. All right, I'm gonna start with number 13. Anything that doesn't have graphene, that's what I'm gonna do today. I don't want to do anything that has graphene. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna start with number 13. It would be page 1. All right, so let me start page number 13, and there's no graphene in that one. Nope. Okay, so let's go with that one right there. 13, here it is. Got it. All right, so number 13 says solve, use the quadratic formula. All right, so quadratic formula is 2x squared minus 3x minus 2 equals 0. Okay, so there's a problem. Then it's going to tell you to use the quadratic formula. And the way you do that, you go like this. A is, what is the number in front of the x squared? Somebody tell me. What do you see in front of the x squared?
A 2.
2. And what do you see in front of the letter x? Is it negative something? What is it?
Oh, -3.
There you go. You got it. And then C, the last thing you see over here at the end, what is this number at the end right here?
-2.
Okay, so there's A and B and C. Okay. And the way you do this in quadratic formula, your algebra 1, high school somewhere like that, you just write the formula down. It's negative B plus or minus B squared minus 4AC over 2A. And this is just a formula. You're just going to have to just use it. You don't have to memorize these things, okay? All right, so I'm going to put those numbers in here. So I'm going to put them in there. It's going to be x equals negative b plus or minus b squared 4 times a times c all over 2a. All right, so I'm just going to put a bunch of spaces in there. This is the easiest way to do it, okay? Now, first of it, what is letter B? You told me.
-3.
So you put it right there. What is letter A?
2.
2. And letter C?
-2.
And letter A?
2.
Good. All right. Everybody okay with the numbers right there? ABC? All right. So now you're gonna have to use arithmetic skills. Ready? A negative of a negative is a what?
Positive.
Positive. And a -3 times a -3 is gonna be a what? Negative times negative is gonna be positive something. Give me a number. -3 to -3 is
9.
9. And now the other numbers. Look at this one here. -4 times 2 times negative. So negative to negative is going to be a plus something. Do this in a calculator. Don't do stuff in your head. 4 times 2 times 2.
16.
16 over 4. Is everybody okay with step number 1 and step number 2?
Yes.
All right. So now add those numbers together. What is a 9 and a 16 together? Add it.
25.
5. Okay, right there. So you have 3 plus or minus 25. And the square root of 25 is exactly what number?
5.
5. So 3 plus or minus 5 over 4. All right, so now we have two answers for this thing. We have x is 3 plus 5 over 4, or x is 3 minus 5 over 4. All right. So calculator, what is 3 plus 5?
8.
8 over 4. And if you divide 8 by 4, what do you get?
2.
Got one answer. Or over here, what is 3 minus 5? 3 minus 5. On top.
-2.
Okay. So now we're going to go back to the 5th grade stuff. You're going to go 2 times -1 and 2 times 2. Doing a calculator. Is 2 times 2 4? Yes
Yes.
or no? And 2 to that.
Yes.
All right. I know these are gone. So the other answer going to be left over is the 2 and 2 goes away. What's left over on top? What's left on the bottom? What's on top?
-1.
What's on the bottom?
2.
So we have 2 and what? -1/2. Right formula, put the numbers in there. Once you put them in there, it's just a bunch of arithmetic stuff. You have to do the long way, okay? I'm going to do another one like this. Same thing, number 14 is like that, but just different numbers. Okay, quadratic formula. All right. So the next one, same thing. Number 14 says use a quadratic formula. Okay, we'll do that also. Okay, ready? Let me set it up. All right. Number 14. It says, and it might say other words like this. Find the zeros, which is the same thing. It's just another way to ask the question. Let's say use the quadratic formula. Okay, so now it says this. F of x is 8x squared plus 3 plus 12x. All right, first thing I'm going to tell you right now is not the right order I want it to be. You have x squared, then dx, and the numbers at the end? No. So we need to fix it. Rewrite it. How do you fix it? 8x squared. What goes next after that? What goes in the next after the x squared?
Plus 12x.
Plus
3.
3. All right. So when you see this problem like this, you need to put it in the right order. Okay. First step 1. All right. Now, next step. We need to solve this in quadratic formula. A is 8. I got that part. What is B?
12.
12. And what is C?
3.
8. There's ABC. Everybody okay with the ABC part? Formula again. Negative B plus or minus B squared minus 4AC over 2A. You're going to have negative of B, numbers, and then numbers, and then A times C, numbers. Bunch of numbers go in there. So now, what is letter B?
12.
Oh. What is letter A? A.
8.
8. And letter C?
3.
8. And letter A again, 8. Okay, is everybody okay with the numbers right there? Okay, now as we gotta use arithmetic skills, you gotta use a calculator. If you have a dollar calculator, Dollar General, it's enough power for today. Ready? So negative of 12, is that negative 12?
Yes.
Okay, now here's the hard part. 12 times 12.
144.
44. Minus 4 times 8 times 3 is gonna be negative something. Give me a number.
-96.
Right there. All right. We'll be okay with step number 1 and step number 2?
Yes.
All right. So now I'm going to count the numbers with a calculator, of course. What is 144 minus 96? Do it in the calculator.
48.
Right there. All right. So now we're going to go back to 5th grade stuff in a second because I don't know if you know this or not. So I'm just going to do it anyway. When you were in 5th grade, your teacher told you, you know what? We're going to talk about prime numbers. Prime numbers are numbers that they'll divide themselves, nothing else. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, 13, 17. All these numbers divide themselves and nothing else. Does that make sense? What divides 7? Just 7, that's all. Nothing else, okay? So now, prime numbers. And then they tell you, we're going to have, if you have a composite, you can make it into prime number products. So here's 48. So start with a 2. Can 2 divide 48? Yes or no? How many times?
Yes.
How many times? Do any calculator?
24.
4. And can 2 divide 24? Then the calculator.
12.
Oh. And can 2 divide 12?
Yes.
How many?
6.
6. And can 2 divide 6?
Yes. 3.
And then 3 divides 3, 1. So you have 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and a 3. So I'm going to write it over here in the bottom so I can see that. So 48, one way is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and then a 3. So you have 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 3. Or 48, also another way to write it. What is 2 times 2 times 2 times 2? Doing a calculator. What's 2 times 2 times 2 times 2? Do it 4 times.
16.
What is that number? 16. All right. Well, also know that 16 times 3 is 48. So back to this problem. Ready? So right here, this is going to be minus 12 plus or minus 16 times 3 all over 16. So I just read it with those two numbers right there. 16 times 3 is the same thing as what? 48?
Yes.
All right, so now back to this. It is 12 plus or minus square root of 16, square root of 3 all over 16. So now the next question. What is the square root of 16? That number right there. What's square root of 16?
4.
4. Now, I'm going to finish things off from the top. I'm going to take a 4 off in the upstairs. And I'm going to take a 4 from the downstairs. Right, the bottom one. 4 times 4, is that 16 on the bottom? 4 times 4 is 16. And the top, 4 times what is 12?
3.
And 4 times 1, square root of 3 right here. Like that. So now, let's separate all this stuff out of here. All right. So now, I know the 4s are matching. They're gone. So you have this. Negative 3 plus or minus 1 square root of 3 over 4. So x equals negative 3 plus or minus square root of 3 over 4. So now, I'm going to get two answers. Ready? X is going to be minus 3 plus square root of 3 over 4. That's one answer. Or x is going to be minus 3 minus square root of 3 over 4. So we have two answers for this one. All right, that's number 14. I'm going to go to number 16 because that one has no graphing stuff. So I'm going to do number. All right, let's go next page. This is page 2. This is page 3. All right. So the next question on your list here is number 16. It says, this is what it says. It says, without graphing. That's what we're doing. Without graphing, find the max or the min. Without graphing this thing, you need to find the max or the min. So let me write this problem here. F of x is negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. Okay, so there it is. F of x equals negative 2x squared plus 8x minus 3. Okay, so now, so what you're going to do is, you're going to look at this number right here. Is that a negative? Yes. If it's a negative, that means that this graph is going to go something like this. It's going to go open, down. Open what? Down. So it's going to go up, back down, and it's open this way. And so this is going to be called a max. Okay. So if this is negative right here, automatically that means the graph's upside down like that. That's all it means. But we're not going to graph it because we don't have a machine, so we don't have calculators right now. So now, this is also called the vertex, V-E-R-T-E-X. That means that's the highest part of this graph. So the formula for vertex is going to be this. negative b over 2a, f of negative b over 2a. That's the formula for vertex. This is the one we're going to use to get our max thing. So now, a, again, ready? What is a for this problem? Give me just a number. What's in front of the x squared? All right, somebody just give me a number.
2.
Negative 2. B, what is the number in front of the x? Give me a number.
8.
8. And C, what's the last number you see in this thing? I'll help you.
Negative 3.
There you go. So I have A, I have B, and I have C. All right, I'll put these numbers in here. So the vertex is negative of B, 2 times A. Quote, what is letter B? What's letter B?
8.
8.
What's letter A?
Negative 2.
Right. So then the other one's going to be F of, same numbers, negative 8, 2. All right. Vertex is, and this is the max. All right. So it's negative 8 over negative 4, F of negative 8 over negative 4. All right. So now, question is, you tell me, a negative 8 divided by negative 4, a negative by negative is a positive something. Give me a number. Negative by negative is a
1. No.
1. Okay, 1's good. 3. Okay, sure.
2.
Okay, y'all should use calculators. These numbers are gonna be 8 divided by 4. Do give it them again. Ready? 8 divided by 4 is
2.
2. Is that okay?
Yes.
Yeah. You're right. It is 2. Okay, ready? So now f of 2. So now the next question is, how do I find f of 2? How do I find this thing right here? Do I go back to the original problem and put a 2 in there? Right there. So ready? So this is going to be negative 2 times 2 squared, 8 times 2 minus 3. So this is going to be vertex. It's going to be 2. 2 times 2 times 2 plus 8 times 2 minus 3. All right, so now, gotta use calculators. Good, ready? See how it goes. What is 2 times 2 times negative 2? 2 times 2 is 4 times that number. So this whole number here, first number is going to be what number?
Negative. That's going to be 4.
Okay, do it again. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times negative 2 is, give me the 3 numbers together. How much is that? This right here.
Negative.
Negative what?
Negative 8.
Okay.
Negative
then-
8.
That's right. And then 8 times 2 is how much?
16.
And then minus 3. So this is going to be 2. And then 60 minus 8 is 8 minus 3. So vertex is going to be 2 comma. And what's 8 minus 3? Doing the calculator. What'd y'all get? What's 8 minus 3?
5.
5. So the max for this thing is that number right there. So the highest this graph is at 2, it goes all the way to 5, and it stops right there. But you don't have to graph it, you just have to use this formula right here. This will tell you the highest part of the graph. That's all it does. For vertex, it's just the highest part of the graph. All right, I'm going to do the next one that has no graphing is number 18. Okay, we go to number 18. Okay, let's go here. 4. All right, number 18. It has no graphing stuff, so we can do that one today. Let me write down what the instructions are. It says solve in the complex number system. Okay. Use the quadratic formula. Use the quadratic formula. Okay. And it has this thing here. 1x squared minus 12x plus 45 equals 0. Okay. Before I do this one, let's go back to 7th, 8th grade stuff. Maybe like around there when you had algebra 1 out somewhere in there. If you take the square root of a number, it just means what number times itself is 9. So what is the answer of square root of 9? Give me a number.
3.
Ready?
3.
And the square root of 16, give me a number. What's square root of 16?
4.
Well, and I'm going to do big number. 144. What's square root of 144?
12.
Wow. And the square root of 49, give me a number.
7.
And one more. Square root of regular 25. What's square root of 25?
5.
All right. Now, when you start getting stuff like this, square root of a -1, when you get negative numbers inside the square root symbol, you have to write this thing here, I. So if I say square root of -4, you need to write 2, but you got to put that little I thing on it. So if I say square root of -9, you got to write 3, but you also can put that little I thing. You also want to do right there? So the square root of -49, tell me the answer. What's square root of
7i.
7i, exactly. Square root of -36, what are you going to write?
6i.
Okay, these are called complex or imaginary solutions. Okay, so regular and then imaginary solutions. Okay, so now I'm going to do, I did this because we're going to use it here. Ready? So if I use a quadratic formula, do I know what A is? Give me A. What's A?
1. 1.
Okay, what is B?
-12.
And what is C?
45.
45, that's fine. ABC. Everybody okay with ABC? All right, so I'm going to do it just like the other one. So, formula, -B plus or minus B squared minus 4AC over 2A. So X equals negative of B. I'll put that in a second, not right now. All right, what is letter B?
-12.
What is letter A?
1.
What is letter C?
45.
And letter A is 1. Okay, is everybody okay with the numbers in there?
1.
So now I'm going to have to do arithmetic stuff. Ready? So negative, negative.
To positive.
And a -12 times a -12.
144.
Minus 4 times 1 times 45. Doing a calculator. 4 times 1 times 45.
-180.
180 over 2. So now, on your calculator, what is 144 minus 180? On the calculator, of course.
-36.
36. Okay, since we have a negative inside that thing, that means we're going to get I something. So what's square root of -36?
6i.
It's I. There you go. You got it. So now, now I'm going to divide both sides by this 2. It's going to be 12 over 2 plus or minus 6i over 2. So now, if I divide 12 by 2, give me a number.
6.
And 6i by 2 is?
3.
So x equals 6 plus 3i. or x equals, what else? 6. What's after it?
Minus.
3i. We have this answer, and we have this answer for that problem right there. Okay, I'm going to do the same problem. I'm just going to change the numbers, okay? Same problem, just different numbers, that's all. Okay, all right, page 5, I'm going to say 18.999777 or something. All right, I'm going to say same instructions. Solve in the complex number system. It just means you're going to have that I stuff again, that's all it means. Use the quadratic and formula. All right, so I'll just make one up here in my head. How about this? X squared plus 2x plus 10. Put a 1 there. All right, so there it is. There's a formula, quadratic formula, and there's ABC. So tell me, what is A?
1.
1. What is B?
2.
2. What is C?
10.
10.
Okay. A, B, and C. Everybody okay with A, B, C? All right. Now that you have that, let's do formula. Negative B plus or minus. We have negative of B plus or minus. All right. So what is letter B? Give me a number for letter B.
2.
What is letter A?
1.
What is letter C?
10.
What is letter A?
1.
Is everybody okay with the numbers? Okay, so now, let's work it out. Negative and positive is negative. 2 squared, what's 2 times 2?
4.
Minus, and I don't know what this number is. What's negative 4 times 1 times 10? Give me negative something. Give me a number.
40.
So x equals negative 2 plus or minus. So square root of 4 minus 40. What is 4 minus 40?
Negative 36.
Okay. And if we switch this out, it's going to be negative 2 plus or minus. What's the square root of a negative 36?
6i.
Right, that's right. That's right. So x equals negative 2 over 2 plus or minus 6i over 2. So x equals, what's negative 2 divided by positive 2?
1.
Negative
No,
1.
negative 1.
What's 6i divided by 2?
3.
I. So x equals negative 1 plus 3i. And also x equals what? Negative 1. Give me another number.
Minus 3i.
Minus 3i. Okay, so we have this answer. We have this answer. Okay, I'm going to do it again. Because obviously not yet. We don't know it yet. Okay, we'll do it. This time we're going to know it. Number 6. I'm just going to change the numbers, okay? Same problem. I'm just going to change the numbers. So 18.99777. It's going to say the same question. Solve the solving, and same thing. I'm just going to say complex. That means you're just going to have I business number system. All right, and use the quadratic formula again. Okay, let's see. How about this one? X squared minus 2x. I'm trying to think when plus 50 sounds good. There you go. X squared minus 2x plus 50. So now, A is, give me a number.
1.
1. B is, give me a number.
-2.
And C, give me a number.
50.
50. Okay. So is everybody okay with ABC?
Yes.
Right. So now, I'm going to put them in here, ready? X equals negative B plus or minus B squared 4AC 2A. So X equals negative of B plus or minus B squared 4 times A times C 2 times A. All right, so there it is. All my numbers going to go for ABC. So what is letter B?
-2.
All right. What is letter A?
1.
What is letter C?
50.
50. What is letter A?
1.
1. All right. So now we have all those numbers right there, right? So now, using your calculator skills or arithmetic skills, I guess. Negative of negative, is that a positive too?
Yes.
And then here's the hard part, ready? -2 times a -2. What's the -2 times a -2?
4.
And negative, positive, negative is going to be negative something. So 4 times 1 times 50. What's 4 times 1 times 50? Calculator, just a calculator.
200.
200. All right, think like this. You have $4 in your checking account, and today you go to HEB because your friends from Houston are coming in, and you spend 200. You write a check for $200. So that means you had $4. You wrote a check for 200 at HEB. Is that a negative check? What's 4 minus 200?
196.
Negative 196. Now the square root of a negative number, is that going to be imaginary numbers, complex numbers? Again, right? So what is the square root of 196?
Yes.
What is the square root of 196?
14i.
Okay, so you have x equals 2 over 2 plus or minus 14i over 2. So now 2 divided by 2, do it in a calculator.
1.
1. And 14i divided by 2, do it in a calculator.
7i.
7i. So x equals 1 plus 7i. I got that part. Or the other answer is, you told me the other answer. What's the other answer? 1?
1 minus 7i.
Yeah, like that. Okay, so we have 1 plus 7i, 1 minus 7i. Okay, I'm going to do it again. I'm going to use triple digits this time. It doesn't matter. Just use bigger number, that's all. Okay? All right, same problem. Bigger number, ready? So that's all. I'm just going to use bigger number, that's all. It doesn't matter. So 18.11111779999 or something. I'm just making up a different number. It's going to say solve in the same thing, complex number system. All that means is, yes, it's going to have I stuff. That's all it means. Use the quadratic formula. So let's make one up here. X squared minus 2x let's see, plus, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a number. Not too big. 101. 101. 101. That's good. There you go. So 1x squared minus 2x plus 101. Triple digits. Okay. But it doesn't matter. Do you know what A is? What is
1.
A? 1. Do you know what B is?
-2.
That's right. Do you know what C is?
101.
101. Okay. So negative B plus or minus over 2a. So this is my formula. I'm going to put these numbers in there. Same numbers, or just different numbers, that's all. So now, set it up. A times C and 2 times A. All right, give me letter B. What's letter B?
-2.
Give me letter A.
1.
1. Letter C.
101.
101. A is 1.
Negative.
All right. All those numbers in the right place. Look at my numbers. Yes? Okay, we say so. I believe you guys. So now, once you put those numbers in there, mute it. If y'all like not talking to me, just mute your thing so I don't have to hear your stuff, okay? Thanks. Otherwise, if you are, unmute it so I can hear your answers, okay? Thanks. So now, negative is a positive 2. That's okay. Now the hard part. A -2 to a -2. Give me a number.
4.
4. And -4 times 1 times 101 is going to be negative something. Give me a number.
404.
404? Okay. So now, what is 4 minus 404?
Negative 400.
400. And is that going with those I things again?
Yes.
All right. So what do you think that I thing is going to be? What's square root of 400?
20i.
20.
20.
I, exactly. So now from there, you're going to have 2 over 2 plus or minus 20i over 2. So now, can 2 be divided by 2?
Yes.
What is it?
2.
What is
1.
it?
My bad.
1. That's right.
1.
And 20 divided by 2 is
10i.
10i. So you have x equals 1 plus 10i. Or x equals what? 1
Minus 10i.
10i. Yeah, like that. There you go. 1 plus 10i, 1 minus 10i. All right, yeah, 18. I think 18 is okay. I'm going to go to the next one, okay? All right, the next one on your list that has no graphene. Let's see what I have. Hang on a second. No, not that one. Ah, 19 does. 19 is okay. Let's try 19. All right, number 19. It doesn't have graphene, but it has this thing. Let me just write the instructions. It says find the complex zeros. Okay, so it means complex means you have the I business. It says use synthetic division. Okay. So here's the problem. F of x is 1x cubed minus 15x squared plus 79x minus 145. Okay. So now, the way you find the numbers that you're going to try for synthetic division is this way. Possible numbers are the last number on top of the first number. The last number I see is this right here, 145. So we're going to go plus or minus 145 over plus or minus 1. Okay, now let's think about 145. Does 145 divide 145? Yeah, it does. Easy. Okay, a question. Does 9 divide this number? Do it in a calculator. Can 145 divide by 9? Do it in a calculator right now. We have one. What's 145 by 9?
16.1.
It's an ugly number. How about, does 5 divide 145? Do it in a calculator. 145 by 5.
29.
That one's okay. So 5 goes in there, 29 goes in there. How about 1? Does 1 divide 45? Yes, of course it does. So we have plus or minus 5, plus or minus 29, plus or minus 145. All these numbers divide that. Okay, now in my class you only use the little numbers. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna say try x equals 5. Just that's my guess. So I'm gonna do synthetic division. 1 minus 15, 79 minus 145. And I'm going to try 5. If it doesn't work, I'm going to go minus 5. Minus 5 doesn't work, I'm going to go 1 and minus 1. One of those should work. Start with 5, though. How do you do synthetic division? Remember that? Where's the first number go? Downstairs?
You bring down the first one.
Okay. And then 5 times 1.
5.
And 15, 5 and a minus 15 is a negative something. Give me a number. What's that?
Negative 20. Negative
Okay.
20.
Okay, I'm going to give you $5. And then I'm going to tell you, you know what? Take off $15 from your wallet and give it to me. What happened to you? I gave you $5. But then I tell you to give me $15 from back from your wallet. Are you minus money or plus money?
Yes.
What is it? Give me a number.
Negative 10.
Okay.
Negative
Everybody else give me negative 10 now? I give you $5 and I say, you know what? Give me $15 back. Okay. That means you're minus money in there. Ready? Now this one. 5 times negative 10. Give me a number. 5 times negative 10 is?
Negative 50.
Minus 50.
So 79 minus 50, calculator.
29.
29. And 5 times 29. Do it on the calculator. 5 times 29.
145.
And 145 minus 145 is what?
0.
0. So is the remainder 0? Since if the remainder is 0, that means yes, for sure this is an answer that belongs to this problem, 5. So now, the new numbers. See these new numbers right here? I'm going to use them right now. So it used to be x cubed. Now this is really x squared minus 10x plus 29. That's what's left over right there, the numbers. And we just did ABC numbers with quadratic formula. That's what I'm going to do again right now. So A, what is A?
1.
1.
B, what is B?
Negative 10.
And C, what is C?
29.
29. Everybody okay with ABC? So now put the formula down. Get B plus or minus. There's my formula. You have negative of B plus or minus B squared 4 times A times C 2 times A. Okay, what is letter B?
Negative 10.
What is letter A?
1.
And C?
29.
29. And then A?
1.
1. Okay, look at my numbers. Everybody okay with the numbers? Right numbers, right places? Everything's okay? Okay. And make sure you put the right number in the right sign, because one day, maybe next year, whatever, you're gonna be an RN, you'll be working at Santa Rosa. Okay? You're working at Santa Rosa those 12-hour shifts, and then they're probably gonna, I don't know what you're gonna do. That maybe work in the ER room or somewhere. But they're going to give you stuff that says this: AB positive, AB negative, O positive, all these different kinds of bloods. Does it matter which one you stick in the arm of a person? Yes or no?
Yes.
If you start mixing all these bloods and throw it in there when somebody's arm, is that going to affect them?
Yes.
The answer is yes. It's going to affect them, okay? So you'll see. You'll see when you start becoming an RN somewhere. Does it matter what you put, how you put it in there? Yes. How many milligrams? Yes. You'll see. Next year, not right now. So negative, negative, give me a number. Negative, negative is what?
10.
Positive.
Positive 10.
Okay. Now this one. A negative 10 times a negative 10. Do it in the calculator.
100.
100. Minus. What's 4 times 1 times 29? Do it in the calculator. 4 times 1 times
100. 116. 116.
That's right. And if you subtract those numbers, 10 plus or minus. What's 100? What's 100 minus 116?
Negative 16.
It's 16. Is that a negative number? Yes. So this is going to be 10 plus or minus square. What's the square root of negative 16? Calculator.
Or
Square.
I.
4i. And do you have dividing skills? Yes. Can you divide 10 by 2? Yes. Can I divide 4 by 2? Yes. Ready? Calculator. 10 divided by 2. 5.
5.
4 divided by 2. 2.
2.
So we have 5 plus 2i. And we have also 5 minus 2i. Okay, now, when you do this in my math lab, there's going to be a box or whatever it is. I know this answer 5 was working for sure. And also I know that 5 plus 2i works for sure. What else do you know works for sure? Tell me. What else is missing? 5 plus 2i and
5 minus 2i.
And make sure you put them like this. 5, comma, the number, comma, the other number. All and the answer, make sure you put it just like this, okay? Because if you put the answers wrong, you put spaces, you don't put commas, it counts it wrong. You say, oh, I just got the answers. I need to put commas. Oh, too bad. It's wrong. You have to do it again. All right. That's number 19. All right, 19. I'm going to go number 21. Number 21 has no graphing. Let's do that one. So today I'm just doing anything that has no graphing. I'm doing those only. Okay. 21A. We go to 21A. Okay. It says f of x is equal to I n g of x equals 5x. There it is. So now it says find f circle g of x. You're done. This is find f circle g of x, and this is called a composite. Okay? F circle g of x is called composite. Okay, does that make sense? Okay, and so now I just show you what that means. F goes inside g of x. So g of x, this one goes inside. G of x is what? This one here. So that means right there. Oh, now I'll show you a shortcut, the easy way. Put a circle on this one and put it on the other side, right there. Okay. Put this one here. Okay. So if I were to get this 5x, throw it right there. This would be 5 times 5x plus 5. This one goes right there. So what's 5 times 5x? This number.
25x.
25x plus 5. Okay, this right here. And the domain of this thing is just this generic answer. Minus infinity to infinity. Okay, I'm going to do the same problem. I'm just going to change the number. Ready? 21.777777A. Okay. So I'm going to change the numbers. F of x equals 3x plus 9. And g of x equals 4x. Okay, so there it is. Same thing as this, but there it is. Find f circle g of x, like this. So that means f of g of x, like that, or f of this number here. But the shortcut is what? You just get this thing here, and what are you going to do? Throw it right there. So it's going to be 3 times this plus 9. So this one, put it in there. Like that. Put it in there. So what do you think? What's 3 times 4?
12x.
12x plus 9, right? There's the answer right there. And the domain is minus infinity, infinity. All you're doing is you get in this one, put it in there. This one, put it in there. That's what that and it just means this word composite. Composite. Does that make sense? It's just a mix together. I'll give you an example. Like if you buy if you go to grandpa's house and he has a truck, an old truck, let's see he has a F350, and it's like 25 years old truck. Okay, you know what that is? F350 truck. It's just a giant truck, okay? But it's an old truck. It's really super old. It's 25 years old and it still runs and everything. What kind of bumper does he have? Is it a plastic bumper? Yes or no? Is it? No, no. It's all steel and it's hooked up to the frame. It's all metal, steel. Okay. All right. Now, that's what he has. F-350, 25-year-old truck, doesn't matter. It has a steel bumper in the front and the back. Now, if your brother buys a Kia Rio car today, a 2020, what kind of bumper does a Kia Rio have now? Is it all steel metal also? Is it? Or is it made of composites, mixed up with stuff? Does it have plastic in it? Does it have fiberglass in it? Does it have foam? You know, with like igloo foam? It has that in it too. So it has plastic, fiberglass, foam, like the igloo foam from HEB. And that's the bumper. And this bumper, is it just, can you push it with your finger? Yes. And it's a brand new Kia Rio 2020. But you can push the bumper with your finger. This one, no. This one, yeah. So composite means mixed up. It has like metal, has plastic and fiberglass and foam and a little bit of metal maybe. It's all mixed up. Does that make sense? Okay, let me do another one. Let's go to the next one. 21, letter B. Okay? 21, letter B. It says f of x. I'm going to use the same numbers. 5x plus 5 and g of x equals 5x. Okay, so there it is. This one, for letter B, it says to find, this is to find g circle f of x. Okay, or this is g of f of x. Or this is g of, what's f of x? This one here, 5x plus 5. Shortcut. Get all this stuff here and just throw it over there. So what I'm going to do, all this stuff right here, put it in there. So this is 5 times 5x plus 5. If you multiply those numbers together, what do you get? 5 times 5? Give me a number. 25x. And what's 5 times 5? 25? Okay. And the domain on this thing is going to be the same thing. Minus infinity to infinity. Let me do another one like this. B. Okay, we're going to change the numbers. 3x plus 5 and g of x equals 20x. So that's going to say g circle f of x, which means g of f of x, which means g of f of x. This one, put it in there. Or easy way, get all this stuff here, put it in there. So ready? So it's going to be 20 times what goes in here? Tell me.
3x plus 5.
Right. And if you multiply these numbers, what's 20 times 3? 60x. Okay, what's 20 times 5? Do in the calculator. 100. Okay, that's it. That's it. And the domain is just a generic answer again. Negative infinity to infinity. Like that. That's 21b. So now I'm going to do 21c. Okay, 21c. And 21c, it says do the same numbers again. Okay. F of x is 5x plus 5. And g of x is 5x. And it says find f circle f of x. So f of x means f of x. This one here is that one, I guess, right there. 5x plus 5. So this time it says to do what? F and f. So this one inside itself. So this one inside itself. So you're going to get all the stuff and put it inside. So 5x plus 5 goes right here. So you get this one back inside itself. So now, ready? What's 5 times 5? 25x. What's 5 times 5 again?
25.
5 plus 5, right? So that's going to give you 25x plus, give me a number. What's 25 and 5?
30.
30. Okay, that's it. And the domain, minus infinity to infinity, like that. Okay, now, same problem, ready? 21.777799C. I'm going to say f of x is 3x plus 11, and g of x equals, I don't know, 10x or something. It's going to say find f, circle f of x. F of x. So f of x, no, which one am I doing now? Oh, we did that one. Oh, I see it now. It's g, circle g of x. I got it. Is that right? Let me see. Hold on. Let me get my paper right. I was right. Oh, okay. F, circle f of x. You know why? Because I'm just doing the same one again. Okay. So f of x is that one. So it's going to be f of 3x plus 11. So that means you get this one inside itself. So 3 times this plus 11. So this goes in here. 3x plus 11. So 3 times 3, give me a number. 9x.
9.
3 times 11.
33.
33 plus 11. So it's going to be 9x plus, what's 33 and 11?
44.
44. Okay. And again, domain is infinity to infinity. That's it. Well, that's for number C, letter C. Okay. That's what I was doing. Okay. Let me do a letter D. 21, letter D. Okay. 21, letter D says f of x equals 5x plus 5, and g of x equals 5x. The sentence says find g, circle g of x, which means g of x, like that. So g of x is this one right here. Or this one goes inside itself. Okay? So it just means 5 times 5x. So this one inside itself. So what is 5 times 5x?
25x.
5x, and then that's it. We're done. And the domain is the infinity to infinity thing. So now 21 point D, which is the same thing. Ready? F of x, 2x plus 9, and g of x equals 7x. It's going to say find g, circle g of x, composite. That's what that is. So g of x, which means put this one inside. G of x is that one. So it's this one inside itself. Ready? So 7 times 7x, you tell me. What's 7 times 7x?
49x.
49x.
49.
So the domain is the same thing. Domain is going to be what? Negative infinity to infinity, like this. Same thing over and over. Okay. All right, we're getting there. Almost there. All right. Let me find another one. Next one is graphene. No, graphene. No. Ugh. Oh, here we go. We got one right here. Not graphene. Let's see this one. Number 23. 23 has no graphene stuff. That's okay. All right. Number 23. 23. Okay. This is this. There it is. D of H equals 9e to this thing, and I'll show you how to do this stuff in a second. All right. So let's say they give you painkiller or something. After you get the painkiller, an hour later, 2 hours later, you're going to have less of this stuff here. So this is the way it is. It says, what is D of 1? You're going to go 9. Okay, now, you know what? I better show you my calculator. Okay. Hang on. Do y'all have one of these machines? If you don't, just follow along, okay? All right. How do I get this E thing to pop here? And I'll show you how it works. Okay, so on the calculator like this one, you go like this, 9 and you go second ln. This key right here. The little e thing pops up there. You put parentheses, and it's going to be negative 0.59 times 1. Close it, close it. So I'm going to go like that. Negative 0.59 parentheses 1. Close it, enter. So when I do that on my calculator, I ended up with this number. Okay, I ended up with, what did I get? I got, let me just write all the number. 4.988945563. I ended up with this number here. Okay, so if you have one of these machines, I want you to do it right now. Okay, try it. Does anybody have one of these machines?
Yes.
Try it. See if you get the same answer I got. See if you get this answer. 4.988945563. You get that answer? Yes or no? Okay, and I'll show you how to do it again. Let me show you again how to do it. You go like this. You put 9 second ln. You get that little e thing popping up. Parentheses. You're gonna go negative 0.59 parentheses 1. Close it, and you hit enter, and you get that answer. Did everybody get 4.988? If you have a TI-84?
Yes.
Okay. And can I round it off? Yes, of course you can. You can round it off. I'm just going to round it off to 4.99, 2 decimal places. So because this one's 8 or more, make this one bigger. Okay, now, same problem. I'm going to say find D of 6. So you can do the same thing. 9 second ln e to the power of negative 0.59 times what number? 6, like that. So D of 6 is, and I'm going to do this way on my calculator. I'm going to go second enter. It repeats the question. I'm just going to change the number to a 6 right there. Okay. All I did is that second enter and hit enter. I got 0.2611. Y'all get that number? Y'all get 0.611199,437? Y'all get this answer?
Yes.
And if you round it out 2 decimal places, this is 0.26, and since this is a bunch of ones, it just stays like that. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me do another one like this one, just because. Let's see, 14. Okay, I'm gonna call this one 23.777777 or something like that. Okay. So now, all right. So let's go next one. All right. Let's say D of H equals, let's say, let's say this right now. All right. Let's say today you go buy a Kia Rio 2020 work car. Okay. And I'll just tell you what that means. It's a car that has okay. You go to Kia Rio and you can buy this car. It has no AC, no radio, no power steering, power brakes, anything, and it's 5-speed standard. Now you have to shift everything you go around. You got to shift first, second, third, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Does that make sense? But it only costs $16,000, brand new, $16,000 car. As soon as you buy a car, is it going to start losing value? Yes or no? And I'm going to tell you the answer is yes. Of course it is. So let me go with I don't know, negative 0.2x. Let's just say that. Okay, there it is. So you have this car for 1 year. In 1 year from now, your car is going to be worth less money. Okay, so let's go here. Second ln, I'm just making up numbers here. second ln. So you're gonna go e to the negative 0.2 times 1. So do this in a calculator. See what you get. I'll do it on mine. I got 16,000. 16, 1, 2, 3. And I got second ln. This is now power of negative 0.2 times 1. Okay. What did y'all get? Give me a number.
13099.69205.
9205. Okay.
Yes.
So I just say, so 13,000. So 1 year from now, you lost $3,000 already. He said, well, but I have it, you know, but you don't buy a car for 1 year. You buy it for like 6 years, 7 years, whatever it is you're gonna do, right? So if you buy it for, let's say, a 6-year plan, that means you're gonna go 16,000. That's what you bought the car for. And 6 years from now, you're gonna be done with this car, so you probably want to get a new one. So 0.2 times goes 6. All right, so you bought it for 16,000. 6 years from now, you go back to the dealership. Look, I paid 16,000 for this car. How much can you give me now? And give me a number. What y'all get?
4819.107391.
All right. So when you go back 6 years from now, they say we'll give you 4,800 for your car. Yes or no? We'll give you that much, and go buy a brand new car. Okay? You say, yeah, okay, that's fine. I guess I'll do that. Sure. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
You get the car, it drops in price. You get the car, and it drops in price. Always. It's just the way it is. Okay? It just drops in price. Actually, it'd probably be faster than this. I don't know. I'd have to look it up. And you know where you can look it up on? I'll tell you where it is. You heard of this? KBB.com? Kelly Blue Book? That's what it is. It tells you, you say what kind of car you're looking at, or truck, and it'll tell you how much it's worth right now, high, low, and middle price. It just gives you that. So this is good to look at before you buy or sell a car, man. Okay, let me go. That's enough of that one. Let's go to 24. I'm gonna do 24 and stop on 24. Okay, 24 should be enough. What time is it right now? We have time.
1206.
06. Okay, so we're okay. What time's the class over?
1215.
So I got time to do it. Okay, 24. Let me do 24 exactly. Okay, 24. This word. Find the domain of f of x equals ln of x minus 8. So now, there's a formula that goes with this. It says the domain of f of x equals ln of ax plus b. All right, if you have a generic problem like this, you set it like this. So ax plus b is bigger than 0. So does this look like this one? Yes. So how do you find the domain? You set up the inside part like that. So now, how do you get rid of that negative 8? You can add something. Give me a number.
Plus 8.
Yeah. Plus 8, plus 8. These are gone. So x is bigger than 8. That's my answer. Or here's 8, goes this way. Or here's 8, it goes to infinity like this. So these 3 right here are my answers for that problem. And this is probably the one you're going to put in my math lab. I'm going to put a bunch of checks. This is the one they like to see. Okay? I'm just telling you, that's what I saw last time. Okay, let me do it again. 24.77777, and we'll call this page 16. This is going to say, find the domain f of x equals ln of x minus 50, just to change the numbers. There it is. So I know there's a formula. Formula is domain ln of ax plus b, a generic problem. You set it up this way. You go ax plus b is bigger than 0. So you set up the problem, same thing. X minus 50 is bigger than 0. So now, how do I solve this thing?
Plus 50.
Plus 50, plus 50. So x is bigger than 50. Or here's 50. It goes this way. Or here's 50 to infinity like this. Does that make sense? Let me do one more. Just one more, and then for sure you're gonna get it. I know you're gonna have the skills for sure. 24.99999999. It's gonna say find the domain. Okay, and it's gonna say I'm gonna use a big number. ln of x minus 1,000. Okay, so formula for domain is f of x. The generic one is ln of ax plus b. Set this up. Ax plus b is greater than 0. So if I set this one up, it's going to be x minus 1,000 is bigger than 0. So you tell me, how do you solve that thing?
Add 1,000.
At 1,000? Okay. At 1,000 and at 1,000. Oh, these are gone. So x is bigger than 1,000, like that. Or here's 1,000. It goes this way. Or here's 1,000 and it goes this way, like that. So this one, but probably this is the one you're gonna have to put on my math lab. All right, so now today, so I want you to do for Wednesday, do these problems. Ready? 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, 21, 23, 24. We did those right now. 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23. All these things we did today, and none of them have graphing, so you can do it with the dollar calculator. Does that make sense? This one right here, try those out, and I'll check them tomorrow. Make sure that you do these, guys, okay? The other ones, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or whatever, those are already done. Unless I skipped them. But 13, 14, 16, 18, 19, 21, 23, 24, those you should be able to do those today or tonight. Does that make sense? And tomorrow, whenever y'all do them. But for Wednesday, I want you to bring one of these, okay? Bring one of these machines, and I can show you how to do stuff on it. I'll show you how to do like on button, and I'll do it step one. Every little step I'll do it. Okay? Yeah, you got one. Hey, that's good. And it could be 84, 83, 85. It doesn't matter, as long as it's TI something. Okay? TI 84. What do you have? What is that? What does the near have? Lane, what do you have? What is that one?
The app.
What TI what? What's it called? TI what? 84? Okay, that's it. As long as it's 84, 83, silver, titanium, it doesn't matter. As long as you got one of those machines, I'll show you how to use them on Wednesday. But Wednesday, I want you to try do those. So I got this, and that's it. You can do those, and we'll be good. All right. Also, you can go to my website at YouTube, go Alvarez Math Help videos. If you do get in there, I'll put these in there. Once I get enough space on it, I put the one from Wednesday. There's one in it for Wednesday, but I'll put this one also, the Monday one, and I'll put the Wednesday one also. They'll be in there, YouTube. Okay. All right, man. I'll see you there. Any more questions for me? No. All right, then get out of here. Just go eat lunch, man. Get out of here. Good old Mom Margie's is waiting for you. Okay. Go now. All right. You too, man. I'll see y'all later. I'm gonna log it off in 1 minute. I'm shutting it off. Okay. All right. See y'all later. Later. Stop right now. I'm gonna start right there. And I'm gonna say